Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're talking about a historic decision by Congress that could change the lives of millions of Americans. If you rely on Social Security or know someone who does, this news is for you. Stay tuned because this might just be the best news you've heard all year. In a landmark move, Congress has passed the Social Security Fairness Act, a reform decades in the making. This long-awaited update fixes two controversial provisions that have hurt public service workers, teachers, firefighters, and police officers just like you. Say goodbye to unfair benefit cuts and hello to bigger Social Security checks. For years, provisions like the Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, GPO, unfairly reduced or even eliminated Social Security benefits for millions of hardworking Americans. Teachers, first responders, and others who worked in both public and private sectors often found themselves with smaller or no Social Security checks. It was unjust, and many struggled to make ends meet in retirement. But now, that's about to change. Here's the good news: WEP and GPO are gone. 28 million Americans can finally get the full benefits they deserve. For some, that means hundreds or even thousands of extra dollars each year in their pockets. This is more than just financial relief, it's justice for public service workers who've given so much to our communities. And here's something rare in Washington: this reform was supported by both Democrats and Republicans. In the House of Representatives, the bill passed with 327 votes in favor, a landslide. The Senate is expected to follow suit, with over 60 senators already on board. This is proof that when lawmakers listen to the people, great things can happen. Former President Donald Trump made this a top priority, pushing lawmakers to act swiftly. His administration played a key role in getting the ball rolling. And now, President Joe Biden is ready to sign the bill into law, sealing the deal for this historic reform. This is a bipartisan win that shows public servants across the country that their work is valued. What's the bottom line? If you're a retiree or a public service worker, expect larger Social Security checks. Financial relief is on the way, making it easier to cover bills, medical expenses, and housing costs. Most importantly, it's a chance to retire with dignity after years of service. This isn't just a policy change, it's a life-changing victory for millions of hardworking Americans. From coast to coast, teachers, firefighters, police officers, and retirees are celebrating. One retired teacher said, "Finally, we're getting what we worked so hard for." Another firefighter shared, "This is going to help me provide for my family." It's a blessing. This reform is being hailed as a moral victory, a reminder that the government values its people. The Social Security Fairness Act now heads to the Senate for final approval and then to President Biden's desk. With overwhelming support, this reform is expected to become law very soon. Want to stay updated? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next chapter of this historic journey. This reform is more than just a policy, it's hope for a brighter future for retirees, public service workers, and their families. Now, as we continue to cover this groundbreaking development, let's dive into what this Social Security reform really means for millions of Americans. Whether you're a retiree, a public servant, or simply someone looking ahead to their golden years, this legislation could reshape your financial future. The Social Security Fairness Act is more than just a policy shift, it's a statement. A statement that hard work and dedication, especially by those in public service, will no longer be unfairly penalized. But why has this issue gained so much momentum now? One of the driving forces behind this reform has been a surge in public demand and bipartisan pressure, reflecting years of advocacy by affected groups. Retirees, teachers, firefighters, and countless others have shared their stories of being unfairly deprived of their rightful benefits under outdated provisions. These voices finally reached Capitol Hill, sparking action. And yes, this reform has not come without its share of political drama. Many are pointing to former President Donald Trump's vocal support as a significant catalyst. Trump made headlines for pushing Congress to act decisively on this issue. According to sources, he called for prioritizing this bill, emphasizing that millions of Americans could no longer afford to wait. But let's not forget, this has been a team effort. Current President Joe Biden has also expressed his full support for the bill, signaling a historic moment of bipartisan collaboration. Biden's willingness to work across party lines could be the key to sealing the deal when the bill reaches his desk. Now, let's take a closer look at the people this reform will impact the most, approximately 28 million Americans, many of whom are retired public service workers, have long been penalized by provisions like the Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, GPO. These rules reduced or even eliminated Social Security benefits for individuals who split their careers between public service and private sector jobs. Think about it: teachers, police officers, firefighters, heroes who've dedicated their lives to serving communities were unfairly denied benefits they'd earned. With this reform, those provisions are gone. And for the first time, these public servants will receive the full benefits they worked so hard for. This is a win not just for those workers but for fairness itself. And that's not all. The reform also ensures larger Social Security checks for millions of retirees. For many, this means better healthcare access, more financial stability, and, ultimately, a more dignified retirement. For example, an average retired public service worker impacted by these provisions could see an increase of hundreds of dollars per month in their Social Security payments. That's a life-changing difference for someone living on a fixed income. Now, what's next? The bill has successfully passed the House and is expected to move swiftly through the Senate. Bipartisan support in the Senate is strong, with over 60 senators already committed to voting for it. Once it passes, the final step will be President Biden's signature. We could be just weeks away from this reform becoming law, and when it does, it will mark a turning point in how America treats its retirees and public servants. What do you think about this historic decision? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to our channel, share this news with someone who needs to hear it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care, and stay informed.